What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, chat box?
Hey guys.
Welcome back to another episode. We got my boy PBD here to talk about Trump's tariff plan, as you can see by the title. Not sure exactly how his rhetoric is on it. I know he's a Trump supporter, so he's more on the right side, so we'll keep that in mind going into it, but we'll get his breakdown on the whole.
There's all these arguments over tariffs. Mark Cuban, no, it's it's the worst thing, you should never do it. Trump, my favorite word in the dictionary is tariffs. Everybody's talking about trade deficits, trade surplus. How the hell does this thing work out? I'm going to explain to you tariffs in a way that you can explain to anybody moving forward. You ready? Let's just say I am an accountant and I need referrals. I want you to give me clients because I need to grow my business. Let's say you sell auto insurance and we meet each other. We're friends. We're networking at a local Chamber of Commerce event. We say, hey man, you give me one referral, I'll give you a referral. You want to kind of share some clients together? Let's do it. No problem. So all of a sudden, a month later, I've given you 5 referrals. You've given me 0. I have a referral deficit of -5. You have a referral surplus of +5. Trade deficit, trade surplus. You get the idea? Now, think about it if a year later, 5 years later, you and I are giving referrals to each other. I sit down and I look at the numbers and I said, wait a minute, Johnny, I've given you 1,100 more referrals than you've given to me. Do I look like a dummy to you? Why do I keep giving you referrals? And you give me nothing in return. You're like, I take care of your clients when you send them my way. What's wrong with that? I show them, like, I want to make some commission. I'm not making any money on this deal. It doesn't matter. I'm taking care of your clients. That's exactly the relationship between U.S. and China. So you may be saying, Pat, why 1,100 referrals? What's the big deal? Here's what the trade deficit of U.S. with all the other countries worldwide is. If each referral equaled $1 billion, our trade deficit is 1.1 trillion.
I tell you what, he definitely not putting it simply. He definitely not putting it simply for the average person out there. I mean, I get exactly what he's saying and where he's going with it, but let me let him finish before I put my commentary on it.
Against the rest of the world. We've given the rest of the world $1.1 trillion of business more than they've given us. What the hell are we doing in America? Is this what it is? Are we just giving everybody business? And by the way, guess what country in the world has the highest trade surplus? Who has taken more referrals than anybody else in the world? What country do you think that is? It's China. Do you know how much more? 823 billion more than they've given to everybody else. You know what China's saying? Hey, don't tell anybody. I mean, they keep sending us business and we don't need to send. They're not saying shit to us. Keep taking the money, keep taking money. And boom, oh shit, this guy got elected. His name is Trump. Yes, problematic. He doesn't like this. Release a virus, do this with us. What do we do with all this stuff? Let's shut down the entire world so this guy doesn't get reelected. Oh my God, thank God all these other guys show up. What do we do with these guys now? That's the whole concept of tariffs, trade surplus, trade deficit, and why it's becoming a topic of discussion where Mark Cuban is reacting to it, Trump is reacting to it, and everybody else in business wants to really get to the bottom of it. If you get value out of this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Let's take a look at the countries in the world that are leading in trade surplus and trade deficit. Let's first look at trade deficit to see who's doing a good job and who's not. If you look at deficit, I already told you who's at the top, which is us, but then look who's next after us. You'll see next is UK with 270 billion. They give referrals out more than they receive. Then it's India at 240. Then it's France, Turkey, Hong Kong, Japan, Philippines, Spain, Egypt, Greece. All of these guys are not having anybody buy more from them. They're buying more from others than they're selling themselves. Look at the ones that have the leaders in trade surplus. If you notice this, China's obviously at the top. Who's second? Germany. 225. Quietly, they're selling 200.
It's all the bricks, right? It looks like a whole bunch of all the bricks countries. Oh God. Oh man.
All the what?
So they just made like a whole new coalition of countries and whatnot. Like basically the ops, right? The ops just got together, right?
Oh
right. And it seems like the ops been doing great. The ops been doing great.
125 more. No one's talking about Germany.
I mean,
225. Russia,
Germany's not
120. Saudi Arabia, 111.
you know.
Netherlands, Brazil, Australia, Norway, Taiwan, Qatar. You see the rest of the names there? So imagine you're the CEO of this company called United States of America, and somebody is getting more referrals and more business from you than you're giving to them. You think that's okay? Should you not go renegotiate old contracts? It's like a lot of companies. When you go to a company, you're like, who negotiated these contracts? Tariffs and sanctions are all about negotiations. And if you don't have any leverage, you cannot negotiate. If you got any questions you want to ask me on negotiations, we created the app Manek so you can have access to someone like me and ask me any question you want. That is the only place where I get back to people 100%. Why would you negotiate all these deals that we've ever negotiated? And who was the president when we negotiated them? Because he gets up there and says, who the hell negotiated all this stuff? Either these guys were dumb, he calls them stupid, or they got paid or something happened to them. Why would you negotiate all these deals that hurts America and hurts everybody else? Good question to be asking. Now, however, I'm going to throw you a curveball. You may say, Pat, where are you going with this? This guy who wrote this book called Wealth of Nations, his name is Adam Smith, one of the greatest economists of all time, was not a fan of tariffs. He said, why would you put tariffs? Best part is free trade. Let everybody compete, because back in the days, tariffs are not a new thing. They've been around for a long time. Tariffs were used during the Roman Empire, a form of taxes on imported goods they were using during that time. And then later on in 16th, 18th century, they were used as mercantilism, which was tariffs being used as a prominent role in global economy during that era. European powers like Britain, France, Spain imposed tariffs and trade restrictions to protect their domestic economies and accumulate wealth. Meaning, like, hey, you're not buying from us? Tariffs. You're not buying from it? Tariffs. Wait a minute. What's wrong if I'm not buying from you? I'm selling you all this stuff. I know, but I want my businesses in my country to be selling stuff to you. So guess what? If I buy from you $1 billion, you buy from me $1 billion. But that's not how it works. It's how it should work. Why can't we do that? Germany, $220 billion. We buy you Mercedes, BMW, all this stuff. Yes. How about you buy some cars of Ford? How about you buy some cars of Chevrolet? How about you buy some cars that we have here? No, 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 no. We're okay with our cars. Why are we buying your cars? I'm sorry. Why are we sending all this business to you? Buy some other products from us to match your $220 billion. No, that's not how this works. Bullshit. We're giving you the money. Guess what? You don't want to do that. Here's tariffs. That's the leverage a president has. However, when Adam Smith came out and he said, in order to have free trade, tariffs disrupts it. Let everybody go compete because it causes the price of goods to go lower, which he's not wrong. Like when Toyota came in here in 1958, sold the first Toyota, and in 1972, Toyota sold 1 million Toyotas in a year. It's like, oh my God, we have to find a way to lower the prices. Ford says, we can't compete with these cars. They're cheaper, they're this, they're giving more miles per gallon. We got to make our cars better. So all these major companies in America that were like able to make all this money, oh man, this isn't a good thing. Why did we let Toyota come into America? Free trade, free trade, free trade. However, even Adam Smith says on 2 occasions we should use tariffs. Do you know what Adam Smith were the 2 occasions to use tariffs? Here's what he said. 1, defense of domestic industries essential to national security. And 2, counteracting tariffs imposed by other nations, creating a level playing field. Which means what? You put tariffs on us, we put it on you. So why is this important? Because, hey, some of that is happening right now with China. Look what America did. So me, if I'm a president, if you're a president, shouldn't you use this as a way to find out defense against domestic industries essential to national security? China hurt us during COVID, did they not? Should we just sit around and keep letting them have a $823 billion national surplus? You know, when it comes down to trade surplus, when it comes down to all the money they're making, and we're at 1.1 trillion. By the way, as a president, as anybody in business, you have to know what areas you have leverage in when you're negotiating. The tools of sanctions that Trump used against Iran, or the tool of tariffs that Trump used against China, that is a weapon in your arsenal. If their weapon is stealing IP from us, everything America built, they stole. Everything that you use in America, they stole and did it there. This is documented all over the place. So you want me to keep letting them do that and pass us up, and America becomes
did that. They did everything we do with a pile of sticks and pieces of gum. Listen, and they can make that shit in 5 minutes. Listen, it's not racist. It's true. It's not racist. It's true. It's true. That's why. I mean, like, I don't know if it's a worth ethic thing, a time consumption thing. I'm not sure why, but they make ish, and they make ish fast.
Number 2 country in the world. Why should we stop competing? Should that be okay? By the way, so you have tariffs, you have sanctions. Shouldn't the president of America be able to threaten some of their enemies that are bullying you and I, and you lose the jobs, and not say, if you don't do this, I'm going to put tariffs on you? 100%, 200%, 500%. What if he just has the power to put that threat out there? What is the purpose of the button? Not to use it, is to threat, right? What is the purpose of a strong military? Not to use it, but to scare the crap out of you so you don't attack. What is the purpose of a tariff and a sanction? To say, if you F with us, I'm gonna use this tariff and sanction. You best not F with us and bring those jobs back to America. Are you willing to do that? Then let's talk. If not, we don't. By the way, steel industry. In the 40s and 50s, we were the ones running the world, steel industry. Employees left and right working in the steel industry. 700,000 people in America were working in the steel industry in the 50s. You know what that number is today? It's number 140. How the hell did we go from 700,000 people that take care of their wives and their kids to 140,000? You may say, I don't work in the steel industry. Who gives a shit? Go to Pittsburgh and see what they're doing. Hence, Pittsburgh Steelers. Whatever industry you're in, if it directly impacted you, would you not be upset about it? Imagine how upset they are. By the way, if I ask you right now, of the top 15 steel industry companies in the world, how many companies of ours are in the top 15? What would you say? 5? Would you say 10? 8? Where do you think we're ranked? You think one of our steel companies is in the top 3? We're probably number 1, right? Take a look at this list. Here's as of 2022, top 15 crude steel producers worldwide. Number 1, guess where it's at? China. Number 2, Luxembourg. Number 3, China. Number 4, Japan. Number 5, China. Number 6, China. Number 7, South Korea. Number 8, China. Number 9, China. Number 10, India. Number 11, China. Number 12, China. Number 13, China. Number 14, Japan. Number 15, India. And guess who's number 16? U.S.
I dare you.
We're in the top
to let me build
16
you
at
a
least.
completely
Oh,
free
ads. Oh,
e-commerce store,
ads. Oh,
preloaded with
ads.
We used to rule the world in steel. What happened? Oh, we gave the business out because
Yeah,
it
we
was
gave it
cheaper.
away.
And we went from 700,000
America's
hard-working
lazy.
Americans supporting their wives and their kids to 140,000. Go explain that to 560,000 people that were working that industry.
Not
and now those
lazy.
jobs are
Greedy.
in China. You know how many of the companies out of the
Greedy.
top 15 are China?
Want more
Let's
money.
count. 1, 2,
Cheaper.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 15. Are you competitive? Do you like to lose? I don't like to lose.
I
Are
don't
you
like
an
to lose
American?
either.
Do you want your country to win, or do you want China to win when it comes down to this? Why? What happened to Andrew Carnegie's steel? What
We need
happened
to beat
to us
China, yo.
rocking it with this industry? That policy is negotiated by weak negotiators. Help China be 9 out of 15 worldwide. You want to know all the different negotiations happened and who the president was when this took place? I'll read them to you, and you go judge them, because it's not only one side, it's both sides. Ready? The USMCA, United States Mexico-Canada Agreement, happened in 94. You know who the president was? Bill Clinton. You know who went back and renegotiated?
boy.
A guy named Donald J. Trump. Next one. The United States-Korea Free Trade Agreement. You know who negotiated in 2012? Barack Obama. Okay. You know who renegotiated that? A guy named Donald J. Trump. The Central American Dominican Republic Free Trade Agreement. You know who negotiated that? Bush. You know if there's been any negotiations? No. This was 2006, 2009. Australia-U.S. Free Trade Agreement, 2005. No renegotiations. This was under Bush. U.S. trade agreement with Bahrain, 2006, under George W. Bush. No renegotiations. Chile-U.S. under President Bush, 2004. No new renegotiations. Colombia-U.S. 2012, Barack Obama. No new renegotiations. Israel-U.S. Free Trade Agreement under Reagan, 1985. No new renegotiations. Jordan-U.S. Free Trade, 2001, Bill Clinton. No new renegotiations. Morocco-U.S. Free Trade, 2006. Guess who was the president? George Bush. No new renegotiations. Oman-U.S. Free Trade Agreement, 2009. Bush. No
What's
new
the point?
renegotiations. Panama-U.S. 2012. Obama.
Get to the
No new
point.
renegotiations. Peru, are you getting bored already?
Yes.
Peru-U.S. 2009. George W. Bush. No new renegotiations. Singapore-U.S. 04.
There's
Bush.
been
What do you
no
think?
new trade, new
You think
negotiations.
maybe there's an opportunity for a new person to get hired and said, hey, this is such and such calling on behalf of U.S. and the President of the
need
United
some new
States. I'm
trade
flying out to you
negotiations.
guys. Next week, we are no longer going this deal that we have, or else we're going to put a tariff on you. If I have the breakdown here, out of all the countries that we have surplus in, not deficit. You know how many countries it is? Argentina, 5 billion, barely any. Chile, 6 billion. Brazil, couple. Colombia, couple. Nigeria, 1. Egypt, 3. And a few others. Mexico, negative surplus. Canada, Ireland, China, India, Taiwan, Japan. I'm calling every one of these guys, and I'm going on the road to say, we are renegotiating these deals that everybody else did. You're not going to like it. If you don't want to renegotiate these deals and you buy stuff from us, you in America building this stuff, there's a tariff being put on you. This can either be a very easy conversation with you. It can be a very tough conversation with you. What would you like to do? I would like to come to your place. We have a great conversation. I'd like to try your food. I'd like to learn more about your culture. I'd like to walk away saying, you're a country that we're going to do business with. prosper for decades to come. But if you think for a second we're going to continue this, things are going to be very rough for you and your economy the next 4 years. How would you like to approach this? No problem. We're on our way.
Hey, maybe
My team will call
PBD
your
has
team.
to
Let's
run.
go behind you.
Hey,
That nigga
See you
said,
guys.
Hey, hold
fix
on.
this.
Hey, Patrick Bet David for president 2028. I'm saying it first. Patrick Bet David for president 2028. I like
That's
how he
tariffs.
said that.
That's
He
trade
goes,
surplus. That's
I
trade
like
deficit.
walking to
The
your
next
house
time
and we
somebody
just
starts
eat,
screaming off of the top
but
of
if
their
he ain't
lungs,
went
oh my
to
God,
go
this is
like
what we
that,
should be
like
doing.
that's
Oh
some
my God, you
gangster
said it
ish.
before. As a society in the country gets bigger, you start hiring people
Said
on
that
the
shit with
outside.
his
That's
whole
what
chest,
happens.
too.
You don't want to pay them turning it over because people are worth too much money. You can't afford it. Yeah, okay, that sounds all good. But guess what? We got to kind of bring it back over here. If we go the way we're going right now, we're paying all these guys, and the jobs are being taken away from you, your family, your loved ones, your friends. Do you want that? If you don't, go share the hell out of this video with other people so they can understand the concept of tariffs, trade deficits, and trade surplus. And if you got any questions, comment below. If you got
Well,
value
listen,
out of this,
I'm not even going hold y'all. So like this whole time, being who I am and having the knowledge that I do, there are factors that I considered and didn't consider when talking about this topic in previous videos, and that's why I wanted to do this video, knowing that it would probably shed some extra light on why exactly Trump will be screaming tariff, 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 even though you got like a lot of reputable names and faces, screaming against that as a concept as a whole, just because it can cause prices to go higher for the consumer, when in essence as a country we've been getting kind of duped for a while, you know what I'm saying? And I wish Trump's rhetoric would kind of shed more light on that side of it. He kind of just screams tariffs, 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 but you gotta let him know it's because we're in a very bad trade deficit with this country. So we need to recoup some of this money. They made a whole bunch of money off us. We ain't made no money off them. You dig what I'm saying? That's not a good trade relationship. And that's why, his platform is standing on tariffs, 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 because, he's actually trying to get something. It seems like he's trying to get something done more so than appease opinions. You know what I mean? Which is, kind of, a little bit refreshing because, like, he's kind of like ignoring everybody saying what they saying, like, hold on now, I'm finna fix this balance sheet real quick, nigga.
You see all this debt, nigga? You see all this debt? We about to fix that.
About. We gotta get this looking right. And that's definitely a more refreshing coming from a politician, being able to kind of peer through some of the rhetoric being spouted out from both sides. We got like four or five more days until election night, so we're gonna be dropping like video after video after video, digging into everything, clarifying anything that needs to be clarified before y'all take y'all urges to the poll and go do some voting. Okay, so make a decision, go to the poll. I don't care who you vote for. I do, but I'm not gonna tell you. Go vote. Go vote. All right, I love y'all. Make sure you're kind to somebody there. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one.
Bye.